Hey guys, so welcome to the new section which is problem solving or algorithm section of data engineering with Animesh. And today we are going to start with the first problem in this series, which is a lead code problem. And the name of the problem is two sum. This question has been asked many times in bank companies. So let us start with it. So the question is given an array of integer nums and an integer target written indices of two numbers such that they add up to a target. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution and you may not use the same element twice. Okay, so basically they are saying this. Suppose you have this input, which is 2, 7, 11, 15. You have to find two numbers that sum up to this target 9. This target is given by them itself. So see, the target is mentioned in the function that is given to us. Here, this num is the list that is given to us as input from which we have to derive the target as a sum of two numbers. Keep this in mind that they have already said that there would be exactly one solution. So you don't have to worry about more than one solution or no solution at all. You may not use the same element twice. That means suppose suppose if this is an example. Okay, there is two examples. So suppose, for example, suppose if I give this number 2, 1, 3. You cannot use this 2 twice if the target given to you is 4. Okay. So that would be an invalid case. You cannot do 2 plus 2 is 4. So you give the indices as 0, 0 and uh, take that as output. So that would be wrong. Okay. Now, first give me 2 minutes. I will explain you what is one of the way to do it, but not the optimal one. Suppose this number is given to you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and suppose the target is given to you is 7. Now, first you can start with two loops. Take one loop which starts with the first character and the second loop which starts with the next character after it, and keep on adding. And if you find the number, just break the loop and return the number. It is one of the way, but the worst case scenario would be you have to traverse through all the element and that too twice. So your complexity would be O n square, which your interviewer would not be expecting. So if you are interviewing for some good data engineering position, I would request you don't try to use this solution to give the answer, because interviewer knows that using the loop twice or thrice you can eventually get to this solution, but that is not the way. So how we will proceed to it? Now let us take the example here only. I will take time in explaining it, which is more important, because the solution or the code I can give you in description also, so that won't matter much. But the understanding of this should be very clear. Now, suppose this is the question. We are going to use hash map to solve this. What is hash map now? If you don't know, I will make a separate video out of it. But here I will let you know what is hash map is. Hash map is store, value, and index. It gives a mapping of value and their index. For suppose this is the value 2 and its index is 0. So hash map would contain in a dictionary form 2 comma 0, then 7 comma 1, means there would be a value and the index. And the best part is you refer to index by a value. Means suppose your hash map, if you say hash map 1, suppose this is the name of hash map, and you give value as 2, the it will give you the index position. So it is somewhat opposite to dictionary, where in dictionary you mostly use key to get to the value. In index, in hash map, you take value as your key and you get to the index. So that is the hash map. So we are going to use hash map for this. Okay, now what we are going to do, I will remove this. I hope you would understood what hash map is. Don't worry, I will make a separate video out of it to explain you in complete detail. We will take the first number, okay, which would be 2 as of now, and we will find the difference. Difference would be target minus 2. Now we will see if this 7, if this difference is present in hash map or not. If difference value is present in hash map or not. In hash map or not. For the first time it won't be present. Okay. If it is not present, we will add 2 in the hash map with its index. So now my hash map will contain 2 comma 0. Okay. And it will move to the next character. Now next character is 7. Okay, so if now the difference between would be target, which is 9 minus 7, which would be 2. Difference is equals to 2 now. Now again it will check if this 2 is present in hash map or not. So yes, 2 is present. So we will return the current index and the index of 2 that is present in hash map. Okay, so for every difference, we are going to check if that difference is present in hash map or not. And as soon as we find that difference is present in hash map, we are going to take the index from the hash map and the current index of that number, and we are going to return it. Okay, so I hope you would understood what we are doing here, and through the coding, I will try to explain you further. Okay, so first take a hash map. How you define a hash map? Just I am taking as priv and curly bracket. Your empty hash map has been declared. Now what you will do for I comma n in enumerate, okay, and what you have to enumerate nums. So what this enumerate does is it takes along index and value together, so you don't have to fetch anything later on. Okay, for I comma n in enumerate. Now what you will do? First take a variable as difference, as I told you. Difference is equals to target minus n. And let me put a comment section also here. So finding the difference between first value and target. Okay, so so as of now, if I do a hash here, the difference it would be 9 minus 2. Okay, so the first element is 2, so 9 minus 2, so difference is 7. Now I will check if diff in priv. So if the difference present in priv map, though it is not, but suppose if it would have been present, what I will return. Now see how to return it. We have to give list in the output. Okay, just see here. So output is in a list form which contain indices. So return first is priv of diff comma I will explain you. If the difference is not present, we have to add this in priv map. Okay, so how you will do it? Priv comma what you say uh, n, because this is the first number, is equals to I. So basically a hash map stores the value as the key and it points to index, so it is somewhat opposite to dictionary. So now it it is going to be like this: 2 would be stored as, and its index would be stored as 1. So value and index, and here the index is called using the value index. Okay, so now what my code is doing: for first value, consider for 2, what it is doing for 2. First, the value of I would be 0 for 2 and n is 2 here. Okay, difference is target minus n. 9 minus 2 would be 7, so difference is 7. Now at the beginning the my hash map is empty, so there would be nothing in the hash map, so this if condition would be false, and we are going to store 2 with its index. So 2 would be stored with 2 and 0, which is an index value. Sorry, I have written 1 here, which would be 0. Okay, now coming back to the second part. Now second iteration, now the next number is 7. Okay, so I becomes 1 here and n becomes 7. Difference target minus what is the target minus n now? 9 minus 7. So difference is 2 for the second case. Difference would be 2 for the second case. So is difference in pref means if the value of difference already in hash map? Yes, it is. So what you have to return? You have to return the index of that value first. So index of 2 is 0, and how you get to that? Hash map and the value. It will give you index, and I is the index of 7 because we are already using I in the iteration column. So that is how we are going to proceed with this question, and the what you say the complexity would be on because you are only iterating the array once, so you are all. So just note it down this somewhere. One interviewer might ask that what is the complexity level that you're using, and so it is an on time complexity and space complexity. So because you would be iterating the array only once, only you have to keep in mind what is the use of hash map is. It stores value and correspond that value to its index. Means as is the here the value is the key, and through that value you get to the index part. So that is why everywhere here the value is used to get to the index, and here value is used to store the index. I hope you understood the functioning of hash map. That is important in this question. And we are finding the difference for every number that comes in the list and checking if the difference is present in hash map or not. If it is not present, we are adding that number into the what you say hash map, the number which is coming into the iteration. And if the difference is present in the hash map, we are returning the indexes of that number and the difference which is present in hash map. So I hope you would have understood this question. uh Let me this place I've written here, though it is not required. I just ran before making this video just to check if no, if all my parameters are tick mark. Okay, so just a minute. If I will just remove this all thing and pref difference, just let me see if I have stored it somewhere or not. The code. Oh, pref and I will run this. Okay, so the case has been accepted. Okay, so I hope you would have understood this question. Simple question, just the use of hash map and the knowledge of hash map would be very important for this question. And I'm going to make a separate video on hash map. Please go to that video to get a better understanding of hash map. So thank you, keep learning, and I will see you in my next video of algorithms. Be with me in this series, and goodbye.